Good morning, Chicago. It is Tuesday morning, which means you know what time it is. It is time for Love 'em or Leave 'em. If you got a situation going on in your household, it is so simple. Just send an email to Kendra G at WGCI.com and we can talk about your situation right here on the Chicago Morning Takeover. But this morning, we actually have people live in the studio. It's a Love 'em Edition live studio with Jeremy, also Brianna, Brittany, and Day. So Brianna, Brittany, and Day, 3 women. They all have a child by Jeremy, and they all live in the same house together. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Hey.
Okay, so really, they don't have an issue. I guess I kind of have an issue. I'm trying to figure out, is it okay for all the 3 baby mamas to be living with the baby daddy, Jeremy? Jeremy?
How you doing, Kendra? How you doing?
No, okay. I gotta go right into with the questions. Okay, so you have a child by all 3 of these women, right?
Absolutely.
Say hi, ladies.
Hi.
Okay. Are you? I gotta ask personal questions. Hopefully, you don't mind. Are you still intimate with each woman?
Man, you jumped right into that, didn't you?
I mean, that's what we want to know. Are you still sleeping with all 3 women?
I mean, not really.
Not really.
We all single, so I mean.
Okay. You're all single now. This is the. Okay, so Day.
Ask the question.
Okay, so Day, I'm gonna have you first. So you're single. So you and Jeremy are not in a relationship, right?
No.
So how can you date another guy if you're living with your baby daddy?
Well, I mean, they get it. Like, me and him, our daughter, she's the oldest, so we haven't been intimate in years. Like, 6 years or something like that. So, I don't know. My guys, they just trust me, so.
So you have a boyfriend?
No, I don't. I don't. I mean, they've had their little opinions about it, like feeling like y'all too close. Like, if this happened, I already know you still. Because everybody think that you just supposed to be sleeping with your baby daddy, just always. It just goes like that. And so, I don't know. I try to reassure them, but
Let me ask you a question now. Let's just say the shoe was on the other foot. A guy that you were interested in and wanted to date had a setup similar. Does the aspect change as far as a woman is concerned?
Not with me,
Okay.
because I feel like if I'm strong enough to be that woman to leave that situation alone and know what it is, I think that there are other women that are like that too. Or at least I'm hoping that there are other women like that. So.
Let's be clear of the question. So the question was, you could date a guy that's living in the same home as his baby mama.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm asking him to trust me, so I have to be able to trust somebody else in that situation.
My question is, you guys are all mothers of his children. You always live in the same house. Why not? Why not? I would feel like almost like if you guys are all under an agreement, all have an understanding that we're going to live in this situation together, what's keeping you all from being intimate with each other? Because I think the first assumption is that's what it is. Yeah. So why not? Or if you're not going to be, why live in the same house?
I mean, living in the same household doesn't necessarily mean we all have to sleep together and have sex, be intimate with each other. It's living in the same house more so the kids are together, the rent, we're saving money. I'm all about saving money and financial stability, so we're saving money and the kids are living together. My daughter loves his other children, so I like to keep them around each other.
And
like,
sisters,
so.
Okay, I know before we go to the phone, I want to get Brianna. So Brianna, now you and Jeremy aren't dating anymore. You guys don't sleep together.
No, we recently just broke up 3 months ago.
Oh, so y'all just stopped having sex 3 months ago?
Yeah.
So you two were kind of in a relationship?
Yeah.
Jeremy, do you feel before we go to the phone lines that you can sleep with any of these women whenever you want to?
Sometimes I do feel like that,
And that's why.
Hold on, let him finish.
I mean, a lot of times I do feel like that. But, I'm looking at the bigger picture too because, once you become intimate with them, it gets a little more crazier. It gets a little more involved, Without the sex being involved, it makes things smoother. Everyone's on the same page, and that way we can get along better for the children. And for the sake of ourselves and our business, we trying to do.
Get mad at that kid.
I am mad at that because the way we gotta go. But I'll just say real quick. The first thing he said is he does feel like he could sleep with any of y'all when he really wants to.
But he said occasionally he's being honest.
Right. He's being honest. You asked him
Okay,
to be
let me finish.
transparent.
Let me give you the reason why I'm upset then. Because at the end of the day, I feel like he kind of still has control over all 3 of these women by them living in his household. And the first thing he did say is, I do feel like at sometimes I could sleep with them whenever I want to. So it's like, how can these women move on with the man that could be solely theirs if they're still living with their child's father?
So if I flip that question to any one of them, Do you feel like you could sleep with your baby daddy if you wanted to?
Hell yeah.
Okay, what are we doing? Like that, it goes the same way.
Well, I guess. Well, the point I'm trying to make is if you want to have a different relationship outside of Jeremy, then at some point in time you need to leave the home so you can have that opportunity. Because right now you're blocking that for coming to your way.
It does make everything more complicated.
All right, we gotta go to the phones. 312-591-1075.
Hit us up, Chicago. While you calling up, don't forget your chance to win that $1,000 is on the way. But right now, here's Usher. You remind GCI the Shine's #1 for hip hop and R&B. Good morning to you, Kyle, Kendra G, and Leon. We are the Chicago want to take over your shot of $1,000. That keyword to text is coming up. Don't forget about that. Right now, a live in studio version of Love 'Em or Leave 'Em, and it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, so we already heard. So if you're just tuning in, we got Jeremy and his 3 baby mamas in the studio. I already told them in the beginning I was not really for it, so now I guess I'm kind of going hard. We heard Day speak, and we heard Brianna speak. Now I want to hear Brittany speak. Now, Day, you said you guys haven't had sex in 6 years, correct?
Correct.
And then Brianna, you guys said like 3 months ago y'all broke up. So Brittany, when's the last time you and Jeremy were intimate?
Like last week.
Okay, so y'all were intimate last week. So you guys are not in a relationship, or are you in a relationship?
No, we're not.
Do you desire to be in a relationship with one man, or are you not?
I mean, eventually, I tried to move on, but stuff happened, so,
When you try to move on, what's the stuff that happens?
Well, it was an incident where, my little friend was at my home, and Jeremy came to my home while my friend was there, and he ran off the guy. The guy I have not
Okay, so you ran off
him since.
Jeremy, what you want to say about that? So she had a guy, you ran the guy off. What happened?
First of all, I want y'all to know that I didn't run him off the strength of, being in my feelings or anything like that, or I was unaware of him being there. At the time, the apartment she was living in, I had a key to it, and I was just showing up, and she happened to be in there with the guy. And in the midst of it, you don't know how to react until you're in that situation. So when I was in that situation, it just how I reacted was just, I didn't wild out or anything. I just, hey, you gotta leave. You gotta get up out of here.
But how can you tell the guy to leave if you guys are not in a relationship?
Honestly, you're right. You're right. But the thing is, like in the midst of that, I never been in that situation, and when I got in that situation, that's just how I reacted. And after that situation happened, I called. I'm like, I tweaked. I messed up.
But now the guy is going. This is the point I was making earlier, that if these women want to be with the man one day, without including you, they have to break away from you. And I just feel like it's kind of unfair. I mean, if they don't desire that, then that's one whole thing. But if you desire to be with a man that can love you and just, not saying he doesn't love you, because I'll take that statement back. But if you want to be with a man that's yours and just yours, you would have to break away from your child's father, because I feel as though Jeremy does have control over all y'all in a certain degree. That's just how I feel.
We gotta go.
Okay.
But we gotta go. When we come back, we'll find out what you guys think.
This is interesting, man. I got this could be
so many questions.
All right, 312-591-1075. Let's keep it moving real quick and get into this Migos and Drake. It's Walk and Talk at this GCI.
This dynamic of these girls being under this.
I've said this
I want you to know, Kendra, I don't force her to do nothing. I promise you.
And this is what
You just said you broke up her home. You came into the house. She had a guy.
No, I mean that was.
But that's a problem. That's a component. But Jeremy, that's a component though. She had a man. You can't be walking in and thinking.
But I had a key. We had an agreement. Everything we had.
So you come in. Oh my bad. I gotta go. I didn't know you had to do tonight. According to the story,
You're right.
you ran
That's
him
how.
off. So that's
absolutely
wrong.
right.
So you can't.
You're absolutely right. I was wrong. You're
But
absolutely
I
right.
get her too.
Did it happen again?
I was wrong. No, it never happened again.
It didn't happen because he ran the dude off.
Yeah, I get you ran the two off. So what I'm saying is you're not really okay with them having the other guys
No, he's
outside of
okay.
you.
Look,
At the end of the day, like I say, I had
I'm not gonna sit up here and pretend like that makes sense.
No, we've never had that problem for 6 years. We don't get it. I get on him when this situation's with them or whoever he's been with.
But
Because
did y'all have a line of communication? So like, if he understood if one day you was doing something and you was like, hey, I'm out with a friend, or I have a friend.
Absolutely.
Over here.
You know what?
So the
You're
lines
wrong.
of communication have to be open.
Absolutely.
So obviously that it wasn't communicated that I had somebody over, and I feel like if I gave somebody a key to my crib, you know what I'm saying, that means they can come over whenever they want.
Absolutely.
That is an absolute sign that you can come over whenever you want if you got a key to my home. Right. When I was dating my old lady,
Key was for certain.
she couldn't just come over my house. She couldn't. She didn't have keys till I gave them to her. Then once I gave them to her, it was like I didn't care. When she was in there, she had keys to my car and everything.
So
that means
you won't care for her to
could
pop
come
up?
through. Huh?
You were saying you won't care for her to pop up?
Once you gave her the keys.
We didn't.
But Brittany know why.
That's my point.
We didn't have a line of communication. That's what, like.
That's
the whole-
right.
It was
And
a
that's what I'm
situation
saying.
that actually happened that
And
made him pop up.
That's what I'm saying.
He popped up for a reason. It was a situation.
So you
know what I'm
told
saying?
him that you had somebody over there.
No. I was being slick and sneaky and telling him I didn't, but like I'm single. I'm
You don't have to be
Listen,
slick
why do you
though
feel
if
like
you're
you're
single.
not? Why do you feel? Hold on.
That's the
No,
thing,
I'm
'cause
saying
we're
we
still
were
they
still
work
dating.
together.
And that's the point. Y'all gonna keep being intimate as long as she lives in your house. That was just intimate a week ago. What I'm saying is, can I ask you your age? Because I think that does play a role.
26.
I think being a little bit younger and more maturity. I think that plays a role in it. And I'm not calling you the bad guy, Jeremy. I'm not trying to say that, but I'm just trying to embed in these women's heads that you do have some control over their lifestyle. And I feel like if they desire to be with Day, you might not realize it, but he got some control over you too. I know you're a little bit older, but you a little bit in denial as well.
But
too.
he doesn't. I absolutely do what I want. I'm single only not because of him and not because of the situation. I've dealt with the wrong type of men who've cheated and did this and did that, and I walked away like I walked away from him because that's not what I do. I just understand how this works, how we save money, how our kids get along. I don't wish to sleep with him. That's not what we have going on. I do my own thing. He knows that.
At the end of the day, we just started this May, so this is new. You know, this is something we still trying. Honestly, we've been like 20 days, what's it, 22nd? Like 22 days in. So with us living together, it's kind of new, it's fresh. We started it because we've been thinking, we all get along. So that's not an issue.
My only thing is, even with this argument, is that it does make it sound like you're making him the conductor of all things. Like he's forcing everybody. Like he's really the bad guy.
They do what they want.
When everybody
all
made
the time.
everybody made their own decision to be in this situation. Everybody's an adult. If you're 26, you grown. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't
that ain't 18, that ain't 19.
Or like the fact that she said it brings perspective to both of them when she just said something to me that made me say, all right, so both y'all was on BS. She said they was being slick.
Yeah, she was
because he was
being
dealing
slick
with her. They was being slick. So when he came over, regardless of whether he want to say it or not, he was in his feelings.
Yeah.
Like, man, why this nigga here?
Yeah.
But after he sat down and realized it, and then, excuse my language, on some player shit, yo, I was out of my body right then. And how can I be mad at her? And then that's why I asked you, did it happen again?
Oh, no,
like,
it didn't happen.
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, it's kind of like, and not to, this is a messed up analogy, but like with Chris Brown. He has issues, right? With him and Rihanna. They was young, 19, 17. She said something to him, muffed him, he blacked out. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's in his nature to just do that to females all the time. But I just think when you young, you deal with stuff a different way. And like he said, I wasn't in my feelings, but the whole time I'm like, yeah, you was. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember when I was separated and I thought somebody was at my lab.
Well, let me.
I was ready. I was like, man, if I come over there and Buddy there, it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? But then I had to step back. I'm like, yo, it's not like it was.
Right.
But
So
Jay,
I got to be cool.
And Jay, just so this I knew it plays on you a little bit because when I asked you, was there any more women? You said, I hope not, because I don't got room to love anybody else.
No, I was just joking about that. But it is a lot. Because to be honest, I feel like a manager sometimes managing this situation because these two go back and forth, or these two, and I'm always just trying to keep it together.
Go back
It's
and
like
forth.
you're the head
way.
wife.
Go back.
Brittany and Brianna,
Okay,
they're
so-
not always on the same page.
You know why? Because they both sleep with Jeremy. That's why they're not on the same
But
page.
listen, I get that, and that's why I
But that's
always.
the point I'm
But
trying
when I
to
talk
make.
to him,
But no, but that's the point I'm trying to make, that they have issues because they're both sleeping with
he's
Jeremy.
not sleeping with Brianna anymore. He said
He just stopped 3 months ago. He's still living in the house. Tomorrow he can get in an argument with her and be like, you know what? I'm gonna go sleep with her.
Is
Come
that-
on now, you
is
know
that
how
accurate?
this goes. You know how this goes. Come on, we're not gonna act like he.
we get
Come
into it
on
a lot.
now.
No,
Come
I
on
think
now.
that I really think that, like, I know this guy well. I think that he's at the place where he's made the decision. I have a baby with Brianna, and that's not really what I want. If there was anybody, I think that it probably would be Brittany because this is who he's been dealing with in between the time. Me and him, it's been 6 years. We're not
You
there.
said it's all about levels of maturity.
Yeah.
Like he's from where you known him to where he's at now is a different level of maturity. And I'm not doubting anything you're saying, Kendra G. I absolutely understand what you're saying. But at the end of the day, it still comes down to a choice that these 3 women have to make. And I'm not saying that I don't put any onus on him, because if he feeding them lines to keep them interested, you know what I'm saying, that might be bogus. That's keeping up turmoil. But at the end of the day, she matured to the point where she said, you know what, I'm gonna just let you be a father, and that's about it. And one day she's gonna wake up mature, and one day she's gonna wake up mature. Then we gonna see how he acts. You know what I'm saying? Because
I don't gotta wait that long to see how he acts.
But that's you, and I
can already predict how this gonna go.
That's you. That's
Who initiated
That's
the
you.
idea of y'all all living together? Was it your idea?
I mean, we all just came to agreement. We was just hanging
Okay.
out.
Let me
with
ask,
kids.
okay, real quick, Leon and Kyle, y'all both got daughters. Would y'all ever want y'all daughters to be in this situation?
No, would I want my daughter to,
I can
would I
tell you
want
no.
would I want my daughter to be in this situation? But being real, if my daughter made the choice to go live with a man and his 2 other baby mamas, and she grown and she off my books, I can still love her. Ain't nothing I can do.
Okay, that's fine, but what would you tell? That's fine, but what would you tell her as her father?
I tell her I don't wish that for you, and
that's what I'm saying. This is that to these girls.
Yeah, but
That's all I'm
But you
saying.
said ignoring the point. No, nobody wants that. Nobody wants that.
Y'all can't. No, come on.
They're grown.
Come on. Now y'all came in
They're
and said,
grown.
okay, so y'all were joking. Y'all saying,
They're grown.
okay, that's fine. But y'all was joking when y'all said then, I want him to teach us how to make this happen. I want him to give the game to me.
Oh, now you gonna prep our little radio phone we
have.
having on some real shit.
Well, I'm
They
asking.
grown. They know what they
No,
doing.
what I'm saying is give them the same advice y'all would give y'all
Don't
daughters.
twist that on the live.
Give them the same. It's not a lie. No,
Don't twist that.
I'm gonna live up.
Because that ain't what you was talking about. You know it ain't
All I'm
like
saying
that.
is give them the same advice y'all would give y'all daughters, because y'all not.
You ain't like- it ain't like
y'all
that.
trying to make them.
not our daughters. That's the point.
No, but they're
not our daughters.
But they're women.
Right here.
Y'all trying to fit him, knowing this is not right.
It's not a 107.5 GCI, the shot's #1 for hip hop and R&B. We're in the building right now with this Love 'Em or Leave 'Em live in the studio, and it's definitely going to the next level one time. We got Jeremy here. He has his 3 baby mothers, and it's just a debate about whether or not this situation should be an actual thing right now.
I just feel like I want Leon and Kyle to give them the same advice they would give their daughters.
They're not our daughters.
But they're still women. So if they were women, if they were your daughters, what advice would you give them?
I'm gonna just go because you just went really crazy during this
did.
commercial break with this, and you're yelling at me and Leon because we're not selling them. In your opinion,
And we're not defending him. I don't know where that came from.
But let me say this really quick, because we're not telling them, quote unquote, to leave as you think we should. All we've said is that you put all the blame on Jeremy in this situation. And all we've said is that these 3 women that are grown over 25, all of them have made their own decision to be in this situation. So as we sit here and we try to figure out what made this situation happen, how did you guys get to this point? How does this situation play out? We're trying to get an understanding of it all, and I feel like, honestly, Kendra, I feel like you're blaming us for not coming in here trying to rescue everybody.
When you bring up our whole our daughters thing, this is what I tell you. Would I want this situation for my daughter? Absolutely not. But if her grown ass went out there and decided to go move in with Jeremy and these 3, all I can tell her is, I don't want that for you. But if that's what you choose to do, then you got to live in your bed that you made. You have to be an adult and have culpability for what you do. I feel like I've raised you to not have to want to do that, or to not maybe even have a baby daddy. But everybody makes mistakes or things go wrong in life. But you make a decision on your own. Do I want that for you? No. But if that's the life you choose to lead, whether you be a stripper, porn star, whatever, I can't stop you. You grown. That's what I'm saying. So this whole cavalcade of information that you throwing out like we're defending dude. I'm not defending dude. On the joking side, do some men dream that they can have 3 beautiful women living in the house with them with kids? Let's be real. They absolutely do.
And there's some fantasies.
But I guarantee you, it ain't as cut out as it looks to be. He got to deal with 3 different attitudes.
And I said that yesterday. I was like, yo, at the end of the day, I literally said this yesterday when we were talking about having this conversation on the radio. As fun as it sounds to have 3 women living in a house with us, I know for sure there's days when it's like, yo, there's no way I could deal with all 3 of them at the exact same time. Everybody's going crazy.
I'm going to take out the garbage. Translation, I'm going to go to the bar.
There is 2 sides to the story. There is 2 sides to the story. No, we would not tell our daughters to put themselves in this position.
Or my son. I wouldn't tell my son to put himself to have 3 women he got to pay child support to.
But if we're looking at it on some fantasy stuff, is guys do fantasize about this kind of situation. Like, oh man, it would be dope to lay up in the crib and have 3 women at my disposal whenever we want.
If we being real.
Both of those things are real. They're both real.
I just feel like this. I mean, I said in the beginning, if these women are like, I don't feel like they're all in comfortable situations. We just learned that Brittany and Brianna don't really get along too well, and also Brittany and Brianna are the ones that sleep with Jeremy every now and then. And I just feel like to sit here and to act like, as a female, that this is okay, I can't do that in my soul, because I just feel like, and I apologize for putting, hold on, and I apologize if I'm putting all the blame on Jeremy. I guess there's some blames that belong. Okay, go ahead. This is Brittany.
Brittany. It's not that me and Brianna don't get along. We bump heads, just like me and Sade does. Me and Sade been close since 2013, way before I even had our son. You know what I'm saying? And we still bump heads. And I've been knowing her just at the same time about him.
What's your name again? Your name is Brittany. So Brittany, let me ask you a question. When Brianna and Jeremy are intimate, does that bother you?
Yeah.
It does bother you. Brianna, does it bother you when Brittany and Jeremy are intimate?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is there are feelings involved here. And if these women would like to move on outside of Jeremy one day, they will have to leave the home and build a life so a man that can be with solely them can be with solely them. There are feelings involved. They both care when one of them sleep with Jeremy.
We don't deny any of that.
But
we still have to recognize that they chose to be in this situation.
But it's not as simple as they're making a choice. I feel like, and I'm not gonna say, I do feel like sometimes there is manipulation going on. Maybe on both parts. Maybe she thinks that one day they'll be together or vice versa. But I just feel like regardless of how it goes, I can't stand by and act like this situation's okay when I feel like both of y'all women, and I don't know, Jeremy, if you get hurt at times too, are going to get hurt by this.
Well, honestly, not to detour from, what you're talking about, but as far as being intimate with my BMs right now, at the moment, I'm in a situation where I don't want to have sex with none of them now. Like, this like a public.
So are you celibate? Are you celibate with anybody?
So, no, like, I'm single. We're all single. So with that being said, it's like a public service announcement. I'm sorry. I don't want to have sex with them anymore because for the sake of this situation. Because I feel like once the sex is not in the way, then we can have a better relationship because everyone's equal across the board.
I gotta say something to that real quick. Okay, so you won't sleep with them. So are you gonna sleep with a whole different woman then?
I mean, eventually.
Okay, so that would bother them though too.
But that won't be in their face. And as far as us
live together.
As far as us living together, it won't have anything to do with them. They're single. They can do what they want. With me being single as well, like. If I'm not having sex with them, it makes everything across the board equal on their end.
I think what she said, though, but because you have been having sex with them and now you stop, they have feelings for you, whereas they might have gotten over it. Like, whatever. Jeremy gonna do what he gonna do. Them two might be like, well, Jeremy, I still like you, and there's still tension. Now the tension ain't between them two. The tension is between them and you, which still creates an unhappy household. And I get all of that. But at the end of the day, everybody that's sitting in front of these microphones, minus the Chicago Morning Takeover, have made a choice to try to make this work.
And I know we got to move on, but I want y'all to think about this and to answer this question when we come back. Is what would it take for y'all to say, you know what, this doesn't work for me, and I can't do it anymore, and I'm going to move on? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we can get into that when we come back. I know we got to get into the songs real quick. So, Chicago, 312-591-1075. Crazy day on the Chicago Morning Takeover. Let's get into this, Kendrick. It's GCI.
Okay,
the first step is you gotta leave. You
so
you
leave. You still wondering what he doing over in this spot. So when do you get over it?
I feel like you just gotta get busy, get on your shit, and not worry about what they got going on. Cause that's what I did for me. I started my own businesses. I got busy. I, went to school, did what I have to do, got busy. Now I'm single not because of him, just because I've met some jerks, whatever. But I don't care about what he do, and I try my best to kind of level out this situation for him to decide where he want to be. Stop sleeping with the both of them. Decide, even with her, because I'm closer to her, to kind of like get to where I'm at.
But Zay, that ain't even really that's not the solution either, because he'll sleep with another woman. Like, he's a man, he's gonna have sex. So let's acknowledge that he's gonna have sex. So now he ain't sleeping with these two. Now it's a whole another woman. They gonna like her?
But to be honest, before she came, before the baby came, and they were going back and forth, and he going back and forth with Brittany, and I kept telling him, leave this girl alone. Decide what you're gonna do. Put a ring on this girl's finger if this is where you're gonna be.
He ain't gonna be hurt, because then she gonna be hurt. What are you talking about?
So let me ask a question, because I'm hearing all this about what they need to do as far as Jeremy is concerned, right? But when we said the same thing about, and I'm just gonna go there with it, with Sierra and Future. You walk up on this dude, and he already got 4 BMs. Right. You Sierra. You can have anybody you want. same thing. Cardi B, same thing. But now it's an issue. No. What I'm saying is, you said, and I quote, Sierra thought she could change Future.
Right.
But obviously, if 3 women before her tried.
You're making my point. I agree. Well, so what's the dispute?
But so what I'm saying is, why this is no different. They just they just regular folk. Ain't none of these guys.
So they're like Sierra, in which they learned that they couldn't change the man, and she ended up leaving him and getting a man of her own. But how did she get him? She left.
And that man, that man still has to deal with Future. Okay,
that's fine.
You still have to deal with them. So whenever they move on,
but
they still have to deal with them.
Listen, I agree with that. So where are we getting confused? I'm not disputing any of that. He's the father of their child.
And
what I'm saying is them living in the house together is not a healthy situation for these women if they desire to have a man of their own. That is the biggest thing I'm saying. If they had no feelings,
they wanted to be there and leave on their own.
But it's not always that easy as a female. You know you want to leave, but it's not always that easy.
It's not always easy for guys to leave in certain situations.
The end of to me.
107.5 GCI, the Shy's #1 for hip hop and R&B. We out of Chicago. Want to take over. Love 'em or leave 'em live in the studio today, man. Jeremy and his 3 baby mothers. Yeah. Day, Brittany, and Brianna definitely in the building.
Now, wait, man. This is what I want to ask. Any other 3 women, and Jeremy, you can speak up too. Your parents, your fathers, mothers. How do they feel about the situation? Do they even know?
My mom knows, and she doesn't agree. But her whole thing is, and she said all the time, as long as Bryce, which is our son, is happy, she's okay. Because if, like Sade said, all the kids love each other. Like my baby, he's 2. My baby is about to be 3, whatever, and he tries to feed him. You know, he plays with his sister. Like, when he's not around, like, if he going to school or something, he asks for his sister and his brother. And it's like, you're at school.
Or
you're going to see them. Or his CT, right. You're going to see him.
What about you, man? What about, like, your parents?
Yeah, my mom, she knows what's going on, you know.
Ain't really around.
You know, I mean, she look at it like, you know what, you grown, you got to do it on your own. You know, I raised you right. You know, you a man, you know. As long as you take care of responsibility, take care of them kids, you know. She don't have a problem, you know. Just be cool out there and try not to catch no case.
Is your dad in your life?
No, never.
Is any of you all's fathers in your lives?
My dad is. My dad's in my life.
And what do they say?
Oh yeah, my dad's in my life.
I think this will gain some perspective on the 2 as far as fathers being in the home.
You know, to be honest, my dad always respects my decisions because he knows that that I'm an adult and I'm gonna make good decisions for myself and for my daughter. He just always tries to be supportive, but he knows that Jeremy is a good guy who just made some mistakes like he has. Like my dad has. He has multiple daughters. Like my dad has 5, 6 daughters all by different women. It took him a while to sit down at the table and say,
okay,
I'm
so your dad,
marry.
So you're used, not saying like not a bad thing or not, but you grew up with
a father. I didn't grow up with that. I grew up in foster care. I didn't even grow up with my dad. So that dad wasn't even in there. My mom's not alive. And to be honest, these girls helped make my life. I'm not to say that they're there to make my life easier because I helped them too a whole lot. But I don't have a lot of family. I don't have a mother.
It sounds like you're saying this has become a support system.
It is absolutely become.
But there are some people that hear what you just said and say the situation with your father, the situation with foster care, that all of that is feeding into the cycle that's going on right now. There's people.
No, absolutely not. Because I have a daughter. It didn't work out. It doesn't always work out. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have multiple kids by him, and I didn't stay. I left, and I did what I need to do for me. And I'm not back in this situation to have sex with him, to have another child. I'm trying to make this because he made some decisions, and we all have to live with them.
So,
our children.
Before we went into the last song, I asked the question about what would it take for you guys to leave. But I guess before we get to that, and this is where I would feel strongly about it. Is there anybody that says that wants to leave but doesn't feel like they can?
Brianna, I want to hear from you because you're not talking that much.
Brianna,
what is your?
That's when I would feel strongly. Is there anybody that wants to leave but feels like they can't?
Brianna,
you ask me?
Yes.
You can answer.
Or you can just say what's on your heart because you haven't spoken that much.
Well, my people don't approve of it, of what's going on. My mama said she thinks they fake towards me.
The girls are fake towards you?
Right.
Why do they feel like? Why does she feel like they're fake towards you?
She don't really know the first baby mama, but from what me and Brittany been going through, she thinks that she's fake towards me when it comes to him.
Because y'all both have had sex with him, so.
Yeah, and I was just in a relationship with him.
And you were in a relationship with him. So you thought that they were just raising a child together, but they will be intimate at times. Okay, Brittany, you want to talk?
We kept it 100% real. So I mean, she knew what was going on just as well as I knew. She accepted it just as well as I accepted it. So, I mean, we can't really fault Jeremy. You know what I'm saying? Because like I say, she was with him. Me and him wasn't together, and you know, stuff was going on, so he ran back to me. I opened the door with open arms. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what happens. So when something goes on with her, he'll run to you. When something goes on with you, he runs to her.
I mean, it was like that. It was like that when they were together. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, we can't fault Jeremy because at the end of the day, it's what we allowed. You know what I'm saying? Like as the girlfriend, when she was the girlfriend, she, whatever they said, and you know, she said some things. And if you tell a guy, pretty much like, I don't want you cheating or whatever, but if you having sex with Brittany, then I'm okay. A guy's gonna do that. They're gonna take that and they're gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it was.
Brianna, what you want to say?
Also had a three-way relationship too.
And now let me ask you. That's what I want to ask you. Have y'all all ever got down?
See, yeah, Jeremy, this is
Have y'all
all
Okay, honestly,
have y'all all ever got down?
honestly,
Yes or no?
We tried it, but I mean, I wouldn't think it was a
the
good
little
down. I wouldn't say it was really a get down because we didn't do nothing. Me and her didn't do anything.
Y'all ran the train on Jerry.
We ran the train on Jerry. We ran the train on him.
I really.
Now, that opens up a whole nother Pandora's box, right? I'm just saying.
But that came after she said what she said. As far as I don't want you cheating on me, but as long as you sleep with Brittany, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? So he took it as, okay, look, I care for both of you women. I'm gonna keep it real. We woke up one day to a group message and it was just that.
So really quick, I do want to answer to that one question. With all that being said, do you want to leave Brianna? Do you want out of this situation?
No, ain't nothing bothering me with the situation that we just started at all.
Okay. Brittany, do you want out of the situation?
I'm cool. I mean,
Day, do you want out of the situation?
I'm cool. Y'all know.
What could you, if anything, would you change? What would you change out of the situation? Jeremy, you too included.
I'm cool with the situation. I just want Jeremy to decide where he's going to be and just do that. You know, don't leave these girls lingering all over the place because emotions get in the way. Because then it's arguments around the kids. It's all type of stuff going on, and they don't need to experience that. You know, my daughter, she's old enough to understand, and she doesn't need that. All she knows is love. All these kids know is love. All they know is what you put in front of them. So that's what I want them to see.
So you coming like a friend.
That people can come together as women, as just human beings, and be and love each other, and give each other support, be there for each other, and that's
Brittany, real quick, do you ever desire to be in a relationship with Jeremy again?
yeah, sometimes I have my little moves, and then we get into it. I be like,
Brianna, do you ever desire to be in a relationship with Jeremy again? Sometimes. So there's feelings for Jeremy still there, and like you could be with him.
I mean, we just broke up, so yeah, it's still feelings.
And I guess all I guess my last statement would be is that I don't want to be judgmental. I'm really not trying to be judgmental. And I pray if I came across that way, I apologize. But I just feel like for peace of mind, y'all will need to leave him alone completely so you can find a man that can love you and help. And, you know, he still be the parent of your child, you know. And I'm not saying you're a bad dad because I don't know. You probably are an excellent dad. But you could co-parent and still have a love. And Leon brought up Sierra. I'm not sure if we were on the air or off the air. But Sierra is a person that did do it. You know, she found a man, got married, and all of that. So I'm just praying for peace of mind, and I don't feel as though y'all have peace of mind.
I'm starting to look. I'm looking at Bree. You look like you here, but you're not here. What's going? Like I feel like it's going through your mind. And Jeremy, I think you're a little frustrated too.
No, that's how she is. You know, that's her demeanor. You know, I say that about her all the time. Like, what's wrong? You know,
Right.
wrong? You know, but that's just how she is. That's her demeanor. That's her, I guess, a still face or whatever like that. But she's cool.
All right, well, we're going to come back.
Everybody got to go to Maestro's tonight, bro.
We're going to come back and one more song and kind of wrap this whole thing up. Right now, let's get to this Fab and Neo, Make Me Better. 107.5 GCI, the shot's #1 for hip-hop and R&B. We out of Chicago. Want to take over. About to wrap up this Love and We'll Leave Him today. It's been very intense, very interesting. Live in the studio, Jeremy, along with his three baby mothers, Day, Brittany, and Brianna.
They got a show y'all want to talk about, right?
Absolutely. So we got a show. It's called 100 and 3 Baby Mommas.
A hunter?
100, like 100 stacks, like
100.
like 100.
Yeah,
but you're saying 100. You know, like that's my stage name. You know, I do music. So with that being said, we'll be dropping a preview today. Later on, a little teaser on via Instagram at our page. It's called 3 Baby Mommas, 3 BABYMOMMAS_. So I mean, you guys can tune in there. You know, we always dropping videos and pictures of each other, of the kids. You know, us in the house, just us going out, always doing things together. You know, I just try to keep up. You know, being a father in a situation. You know, so I mean, via YouTube, it's going to be on YouTube as well. We're going to stream it, so everything is independent. You know.
Yo, bro, we've had some extreme opinions on here. It actually got, heated. But at the end of the day, I hope y'all figure it out. Whatever it is, I hope y'all figure it out. And like I say, for the sake of the children.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, your babies are watching you.
Absolutely.
So I hope y'all figure it out.
You know what? I guess for my final thought, you know what I'm saying, and I will say, and I agree when Kendra said this is not something that I will recommend for my daughter, but at the same time, you know, I've gone back and forth about certain thoughts and just society in general. There's a lot of things that we accept, and I've always said this. I feel like, you know, so we're telling people who they can love, who they can't love, or we can't tell people who they can love or who they can't love in certain situations. And I always felt like, yo, you know, the whole polygamy situation is next. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, there was a whole debate about whether or not gay people have the right to marry and live as open as, you know, they can now in today's society. And I feel like this is what's next. Like, if somebody chooses to be in a multiple, you know, person relationship, then how is that any different? How can we tell them, no, you can't do that if they're all adults? So I don't recommend it for my daughters, but I'm at the same time, who am I to tell y'all what to do?
So I guess the reason why I've been so passionate is I've been in a similar situation. I once dated a guy who I knew had a baby mama and was dating other women, and it was a back and forth thing. And you always think like, okay, well, he's with me right now, and you would have your good week, and then the next week he's with the other girl, and now you're heartbroken all over again. And the cycle went on for 2 years in my life, and it was a lot of pain. And the way it ended is when I finally said, now I didn't have a child by him, so I was able to walk away completely. Now I know it's different when you have a child with the person, but I feel as though peace of mind includes Jeremy just being the parent to y'all children and not being the guy that you can sleep with every now and then, because I feel like it's a cycle that just keeps getting your heart broken, and then you keep wishful thinking that he's going to become this man that will be solely with you, and he's never been that man, to be honest. He's never been the man that you want him to become one day. And I just feel like, you know, I guess my heart little aches a little bit for y'all, because y'all remind me of myself, like, you know, a while, like, you know, years ago. And like I said, the only way to really break out of it is to find a way to co-parent, and co-parent not living in the same house. That's just my recommendation.
All right, well, check them out, 3BabyMamas_ on Instagram. We appreciate y'all being here and being so open.
Thank you, appreciate it.
We got to keep them over and get ready for Show 'em That coming up in the mix. But thank y'all for being here. All right?
No problem. Thank you, guys.
All right, GCI.